Alright guys, quick one, BMW F10 5 Series. Got the blower motor out of here. Just pop that up so I can show you this. The blower motor out of here, over here. Simple enough to take out, you just need a Torx bit. Now this one had stopped working, and the reason I'm doing this video is for diagnostics purposes. So I think there's loads of videos of people showing you how to change these. No one telling you what specifically seems to be the problem or symptoms or anything like that. So we're just going to run through those quickly and then show you a quick way of testing this unit. So first things first, to note, this had a code in the control module for open circuit. Now you've got one plug here, which is all the control side for the flaps and everything, and your CAN network, and this side here, which is your two power wires, or your power and your earth that go into the module. Now, if you have problems with these, check this plug. You can get to it with it still in the vehicle. You don't have to remove it. It is sat in the vehicle like that, and then you've got this plug on the back here. You can unplug that. This had a case of, you can just still see some of the focus. Thank you. You can still see some of the green in the bottom there. I've cleaned the terminals up, so it's now got a good connection. It wasn't that was the problem, but it's always worth just checking that. Now, when you come to the underside of the unit, you have these. This is the control unit that controls your fan speed. Now, it had open circuit after output on output stage, which is this set here. Now, what this fan was doing is you'd start the car, you put a defroster on or adjust the fans, the motor would spin up, then it'd slow right back down and stop, and that would be it. That's all it'd do. You press as many buttons as you want. Now, I checked on live data, and all the buttons and everything were working on the control module. Everything was doing what it was supposed to be doing. Now, easy way of checking this. So what I did was I unplugged this plug, because you can't rotate it around with that plugged in. Unplug that, then you can sort of rotate the unit round in the car so that you can get to these ones on the bottom. Then what I did was plug this back in, because it all has to be plugged in to do this test. Then what I did was I took a test light, and it is as simple as a test light, and I probed this wire here with it grounded, and I had a good power feed. Now, I wiggled all the wires and everything, and that power feed stays. It stays live, never flickered, no, the bulb didn't go out, nothing. So that says to me that this has a good power feed. Now, I then checked the ground as well, in the same way, but I went from a power over to the ground, and then just wiggled all the wires and made sure that it didn't do anything funny. Now, if you're wondering, if you need to get a power to test anything under here, easiest place to get it from is the jump start terminal just here, because it's just across the car from there, so you can get it from there. Now, then what I did was I banged the motor, sort of rolled the motor around, and as I rolled it on its side, it'd start working, and then it'd turn itself off, and then it'd go on and off and on. And so what I did was I put the probe on this side and checked for power coming out of this control unit, and I had power coming out of this unit even when the fan motor stopped spinning. The fan motor had stopped spinning, and I still had power coming out of this side of the control unit, which is good, because it means that this PSU unit, fan speed controller, you know, whatever you want to call it, there's BMW come up with some weird names for stupid things. Then what I did was came across to the other side, and what I did was I went onto the earth, still onto an earth. So what I'm doing is basically checking that the earth is working, but what I'm also doing is checking to see what the motor condition was. Now, what I noticed was the earth I had a dimly lit test light. Sorry, no, I had no test light whatsoever. So when I probed this earth side, I had power here and no power here. So there was nothing getting through the motor. So basically the motor's gone open circuit. Bang on the motor, give it a bang, and you watch the test light flicker. The light, come on, go off, come on, go off. So that is categorically 100% the brushes in the motor have packed up. This unit needs a motor. So if you've got a motor that is coming on and off sporadically, check the motor at this connection here, check for connections here. If your motor doesn't work at all, and when you're testing you've got power and earth here but you get nothing out of here, no matter what you do, the chances are this unit has packed up internally and it needs replacing. These off of eBay are about 35 quid. The motors off of eBay are about what was it, 65 quid. So they do say, I mean, if this unit's packed up, you sometimes can buy like repair kits where they give you both, because if this unit's packed up, the chances are it's high resistance in this motor that's caused this unit to burn out. So bear that in mind. If you do have to replace this unit, maybe you might want to replace both, just to be sure, because these are prone for failure as well. But just thought I'd share that with you, a quick diagnostics on a quick and dirty diagnostics on one of these. And like I say, all you need to do that test is a cheap £10 test light. You don't need anything fancy, just a cheap £10 test light and you can do that test. You can also do the same test basically with a multimeter, but the test light, because it puts load on the circuit, is a little bit more accurate. Now you can do it like this. I've got these which are just bulbs with 4mm banana jacks on the end, and you can stick probes on those and plug in. That's a good way of doing it if you don't have a light available. If you've got a local scrapyard, cut a couple of bulbs out of a car with some wire and you can make yourself some test lights that way. But yeah, thanks for watching. Catch you on the next one.